I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV, and this is the horror movie news. Wow, what a busy weekend it was for horror movies. I guess let's just start with who did what at the box office, and I think we all know what the answer to that is The Nun. Wow, it grossed worldwide $131 million. That is according to Bloody Disgusting. I think they said it was the biggest. Yeah, it smashed the box office, which makes it the biggest box office opening of any of the Conjuring movies. So, wow, good for you guys. Axemaster and I did a review. I just posted it up a couple days ago for The Nun. I didn't like it at all. Axe was kind of on the fence about it. And most of the reviews for the movie were the shits. So I'm thinking we're going to see a big drop in the movie probably next week. But, I mean, good for you guys. I mean, wow, they did... well, they definitely made their money back on this one. It did 53 million, here in the States, and then another almost 77 million internationally. So wow, good for you guys. James Wan is just killing it here. And this article that they did about the Nun here on Bloody Disgusting is really, it really nails it on the head. Oh, first I just want to say the budget for the Nun was 22 million. So they made 131 million their first week. So I'm just going to go on a limb here and say 1,000% that we're going to fucking see another Nun movie. I mean, it only cost 22 million to make, and they already fucking jacked in 131 million. Give me a fucking break. For sure we're going to see another sequel. So, but I mean, look how awesome James Wan is. Even if you knock the Nun, you know what I mean, because it really isn't that good of a movie. It's all just jump scares. Hello. But look at what he's done. I mean, all the franchises that he's responsible for. I mean, I think he did a couple of the Saw movies, which is a fantastic franchise. Love them or hate them. I mean, they make a ton of cash. What else? I mean, obviously Insidious. I mean, that's killer. The Conjuring. Well, that's killer. And then look at the spin-offs too. Annabelle, right? And then this movie, The Nun, which absolutely I just said we're going to see a sequel to it for sure. And then also Lights Out. He was responsible for the first one off the short film, and he's making another one. And then also from the last Conjuring movie, The Crooked Man, who was a character in that movie. He's making a movie about that guy. And then also some other movie that I'm not familiar with called The Nurse. So this guy, I mean, everything this guy touches or creates is fucking gold, man. So, I mean, good for you, James Wan. And then also, too, it says in this article, too, and we shouldn't leave out Lee Whannell, who is Specs in the movies, the Conjuring or the Insidious movies. Because he writes a good chunk of these movies, too. So these two guys together are pretty much unbeatable, man. Like, they're killing it in the horror realm. So good for those guys. So anyways, I'll leave the link to this article if you want to give it a read. But yeah, so 131 million. Let's check out the weekend box office here to see what other horror movies kind of came close. So there's The Nun, 53 million, but this is just here in the States, which is still 53 million is fucking killer. And then this is the fifth week for The Meg, and it brought in 6 million. Now look at this. Look at this. The total gross for The Meg, and this is just here in the States. This isn't worldwide. Is 131 million total in 5 weeks. So that's what The Nun made in its first weekend, not just the week. So, but again, this is just here in the States. So technically, it only made 53 million. But still, man, like The Nun fucking killed it. Although they advertised the fuck. Well, I guess they did the same thing for The Meg too. But either way, I mean, The Meg is a great movie. It's a shame they cut out all the blood and gore in it. But it's all going to go in the Blu-ray cut anyway, so we'll get to see it. And again, it's going to make a ton of cash when it comes out on Blu-ray. So, but The Meg finished, I think, at number 4. Last week it was at number 2. And then if we go down, Slender Man. Slender Man was, this is its 5th week. playing, and it's dropped significantly. Only made 184,000. But even still, the Slender Man, look at that. Just here in Canada and the States, it's made almost $30 million. And this movie only made $10 million to make. I don't know what it made worldwide. I could have looked it up, but I mean, holy fuck, eh? Like that, even that movie killed it, and it was PG. So guaranteed we'll be seeing another Slender Man movie too. And then there's another poor movie that I talked about last week. I just got to find it here because it's way down here at the fucking bottom somewhere. Where the hell is it? Little Stranger. Look at this poor fucking movie. 2 weeks out. You know, you watch the trailer and it just, I don't know, man. It had the potential to do well. I haven't seen it, but my God, if there was ever a movie that shit the bed, it only made 65,000, which brought it to a total income of 680,000. So, and it cost $2 million to make. So I mean, oh no, wait, that's second week. So sorry, my apologies. I don't know what it cost to make, but at 680,000, I'm pretty sure it hasn't made its money back yet. So poor Little Stranger. It's too bad. I'm sure people will watch it when it comes out on Blu-ray, but nobody's fucking watching it now at the theaters, that's for sure. So anyway, so that's your box office rundown. Good for you, James Wanell and the Nun. Even though the movie fucking sucks, you made a shit ton of cash, and you know, definitely we'll be seeing another one of the Nuns somewhere down the road, absolutely. So, but yeah, good for you guys. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this movie had me worried for a while, but I mean, Sunday, I believe, yeah, which would be yesterday, or would have been Saturday, I'm not sure, but the Toronto International Film Festival showed the new Halloween movie, and holy fuck, like every review I've read about it so far or watched is saying how good this movie is, and I can't tell you what a fucking relief that is to me, as I'm sure it is to you guys too, because, and I've said this before, and you're probably gonna say it even before I say it, after the third Halloween movie, all the rest of them were fucking garbage. They really were, except for Rob Zombie's number 1, the first one, and then the remake, or the number 2 was not very good. So all those other Halloween movies were garbage. And so what they've done is, I think they've realized that David Gordon Green, who's the director, realized that, and Danny McBride, he's also the other writer. They realized that. So what they've done is they've just picked it up straight from the end of the first one. Even though the number 2 is really good, but number 3 had nothing to do with the series. But they've scrapped everything else, all those piles of shit that came afterwards, and they've just picked it up after number 2, and it's 40 years down the road. And I was so worried because, I mean, again, the Halloween franchise has gone the way of the Hellraiser franchise, really. It's fucking horrible. After the first 2, like, just fucking garbage for Hellraiser. The same with Halloween. You can argue with me all you want about it, but I mean, it's a lost cause because those movies really are fucking garbage. So anyways, sorry I'm ranting because I really do love the Halloween movies, or the first couple anyways. But yeah, man, all the fucking reviews on this movie are saying how good it is. So I'll leave a link to this description, or to this review from Bloody Disgusting. And then also, I'll leave a link to this video over on the Collider YouTube. These guys did like a video review of it, and they raved about how fucking good it was. Now, it's not a perfect movie, you know what I mean? Like, they were saying that it does have its flaws, but I mean, almost all movies have some flaws. But they were just saying how fucking awesome it is, and how, you know, good the kills are, and it's gory, and I mean, they were saying, like, they didn't give any spoilers, but I mean, obviously, and we all know that at some point, you know, Laurie Strode and Mike Myers are going to meet at the end and have this fucking battle, and they do. And they say that the final end fight scene is just, it makes the whole fucking movie. Like, on top of everything else that's great about this movie, the end scene is killer. So I cannot fucking wait for this movie now. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried. You know what I mean? Halloween movie. You know, Danny McBride's one of the writers, and I'm not knocking him. You know what I mean? But he's more known for his comedy, but I mean, as a horror fan, and wow. So the reviews are in, and they're saying that this movie is fucking great. So that is a relief to me. So I'm sure all you guys were, because, man, I really want to see this movie, and I really, really want it to do well. So, and all signs leading up to it say it's going to fucking kill it at the box office. And speaking of comedy kind of actors jumping over to the horror realm, whether it be writers or directors or both, is Jordan Peele. Now, we all know him for his movie Get Out, which won, Oscars and all sorts of stuff and was just raved about, and rightly so, because it was a fucking great movie. And that was not only his first time directing, but again, it's a horror movie, and he's both best known for his comedy, right? So anyways, nothing is for certain here, but there are, according to, again, Bloody Disgusting, which is where most of this news is coming from today, Jordan Peele is in talks to remake Clive Barker's Candyman. Now, I was never a fan of the Candyman series. I like Tony Todd. I think he's a great actor, but I didn't care for Candyman. But I know it has a huge cult following, and nothing's set in stone. They're just in talks right now. I know I think they're still trying to find out who has the rights to this movie anymore. Clive Barker may have gotten the rights back to them. They're not really sure, according to this article, which again I'll leave in the description box. You can read it for yourself. But yeah, so I would definitely go see a remake for sure, just because I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele. I like his work, and yeah, his last movie, Get Out, was amazing. So, okay, another movie I wanted to talk about was Death Kiss. Now, I did a trailer review for this movie, oh shit, months ago. I'll leave a link in the description box for it. But man, oh man, this movie not only looks great, it looks like a classic B kind of a vigilante style movie. But the guy that plays the main character here, I mean, is a spitting image for Charles Bronson. His name's Robert Kovacs. And you know what was awesome? After I did my trailer review, he actually started following me on Twitter, which was amazing. But wow, Rene Perez is the director of this movie. It's called Death Kiss, and we actually finally have a release date for it. It comes out October 2nd, which is going to go video on demand. So you can sure as shit guarantee I'm going to be watching this movie when it comes out on October 2nd. Sorry, but I'm rambling here because I keep looking at his face, and I mean that is fucking Charles Bronson. I mean, like wow, this is incredible. So I can't wait to see this movie. I'll leave a link to the description for my trailer review, and it also has the trailer in it. But my God, I've been waiting for this movie to come out, and we finally have a release date, which is October 2nd. So yeah, be sure to watch this flick. Whew, man, he's fucking awesome looking. So anyways, okay, so, and then lastly today, sorry I'm rambling there, but when I saw this trailer, I just lost my shit because I am a huge fan of Charles Bronson and those Death Wish movies. And then when I saw Death Kiss, I thought, oh God, here we go. Because Eli Roth, I mean, and Bruce Willis, again, I say it so many times in the trailer review, should be absolutely ashamed of themselves for the pile of shit that they put out a while ago with the Death Wish remake. So when I saw this movie was coming out, Death Kiss, I thought, oh fuck, here we go. It's going to be a lower budgeted fucking rip off of this, and it's going to look. But you know what? Watching the trailer, this thing looks like it's going to kill it. And I mean, Robert Bronzy, or Robert Kovacs as he's called, holy smokes, man! Like, good for you, buddy. Good for you. So I can't wait to see this. So, anyways, and then lastly today, one of my favorite character actors. I just can't get enough of this guy, and I talk about him as often as I can, is Javier Botet. Okay, this guy, you don't probably recognize his face. Like, just check this out. Look at this guy. Like, and he just fucking kills it in the movies that he stars in, or as the creature. Like, I mean, he's been in, again, you're not going to recognize his face because he's always covered in fucking makeup and prosthetics and stuff. But he's been in movies like, oh fuck, what's he been in? The very last movie that I saw him in was called Hostile, which we did a movie review for, and he played the creature in that. And I mean, you know, you look at the shape of the creature and you think no one can look like that. Like, that has to be CGI or altered. But I mean, look at him. That's what he fucking looks like, man. This guy is fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, he's just, and he plays such great fucking characters. It's just incredible. So, but he's been in other movies too. Like, he's been in Mama, which was he played Mama, right? He was in the Record movies, which are awesome as a zombie. He was in The Conjuring 2. What else? Crimson Peak. Just a ton of movies. Like, this guy is incredible. So, Anyways, he is in this movie, which I know nothing about, called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And I guess the big thing about this movie that's going to be coming out is a couple things. First of all, it's going to be produced by Guillermo del Toro, who we all know who he is. I mean, the guy, he's kind of like James Wan, where anything that guy touches lately is fucking gold. So anyways, he's producing a movie called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is based on the Alan Schwartz stories and the illustrations of Stephen Gammels. And I guess they're going to not change what the characters look like in the book. They're going to keep them exactly the same in the movie, which is fucking awesome. And just looking at this picture here, like this has Javier Botet written all over it, this image of this woman. Like, I know nothing about these books, and I don't want to know anything until I see the movie, because I don't want to see the images. You know what I mean? I just want to see them on the screen for the first time. And just looking at this face here, I mean, if this doesn't have Javier Botet written all over it, I mean, this guy, like, look at what this guy looks like, man. He's fucking, there's in the background there, you can see that's what when he played Mama. Like, this guy is amazing. And the other cool thing too is, I just want to flip over here really quick, is there's a new movie coming. Well, it's not new. It's from 1922 when Max Schreck played Nosferatu. And then Klaus Kinski took over for the newer one, which was in 1979, called Nosferatu the Vampire by Werner Herzog. But there's a new one coming out. It's being remade. Now, it's being played, the Nosferatu character is being played by Doug Jones, who is a fucking amazing actor himself. He's played in Hellboy and a ton of Shape of Water. He was the creature in the Shape of Water. I mean, he kills it too. So, I mean, that's fucking amazing. But Javier Botet would have played that character so good, and he's actually voiced his opinion here. He said that, I would love to play Nosferatu. You know, he also said he wants to be in a James Bond movie too, and maybe play a very creepy Joker. But man, oh man, he would be perfect for this fucking role as Count Orlok. I would love to see him in this movie. I mean, I'll scroll down here. Okay, so that's what Count Orlok looks like. I mean, we all, know that character. He's fucking legendary. Look at this guy. Come on. Like, he would be a fucking awesome Count Orlok. I want to see him in fucking Nosferatu. So, I mean, if they make one with Doug Jones, that'd be awesome. But maybe if they make a sequel, they could throw Javier in there and see what he can do with that character, because that would be fucking amazing. So, anyways, guys, yeah, that's your news for, I guess, Monday. And, yeah, I guess the main story was, well, two main stories was Halloween is getting fucking rave reviews coming out of the Toronto Film Festival, and The Nun, even though I didn't like it, still did fucking good. Look at that number, $131 fucking million worldwide. So good for you, James Wan. And yeah, that's it for today. So again, I just wanted to say thanks to all new subscribers. I will be doing at least one movie news per week, which will typically be either Sunday nights or Mondays, so I can give you box office numbers and all the news from last week that I think are relevant. And I might even throw a couple in during the week if something big pops up. So anyways, I hope you subscribe. We're this close. I think I said this like a couple of weeks ago. We're this close to 600, but now we're this close to 700 subscribers. So it'd really be awesome if you guys subbed. And also, don't forget to hop over to Happywax TV on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description box. Just to stay up on stuff I post on there. And most importantly, I would love to have you in the audience when I do watch parties. I show old classic horror movies there. It's really great. You can watch the movie, and then you can talk to all the members in Happywax TV at the same time that are watching the movie as well, if you want to comment on the movie or ask me questions or whatever you want to do. So it's pretty cool. So, and I usually try and show a couple of movies a week on Happywax TV. There's no schedule for that. I just kind of post it the day of, sort of thing. So you need to sign up to that as well. It doesn't cost anything. It's all free. And yeah, guys, that's it for today. So yeah, let me know what you think of this news today. And as always, stay scared.